Welcome back, everyone. I hope you are enjoying the show so far. And thank you, Jim and Mike, for getting us kicked off with some terrific examples of augmented reality that truly does inspire. As Mike mentioned in the last session, today we are excited to announce the latest offering in our Vuforia AR portfolio. Please join me in welcoming Mark Schutz, VP of Vuforia Product Management, who will tell you about how Vuforia Instruct can help companies like yours address the challenges of producing quality products and increasing customer satisfaction. Mark?
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. And welcome to everyone who has joined us for the Instruct launch. As you heard earlier today, Vuforia Instruct is the fastest and easiest way to author CAD-based work instructions, to scale engineering excellence, to digitize manufacturing processes, and ultimately to empower your frontline workers, your people. But how? How can we be so sure it is the fastest and easiest way for you to utilize augmented work instructions? Today, I'm going to show you. I'm going to take you on the exciting journey which got us here, and then you can decide. So industry research tells us that 67% of manufacturers still utilize manual paper processes for inspections. 67%, or 2 out of 3 of you. So many companies, likely even yours, physically store written forms in file cabinets, making retrieval really difficult. Others struggle with tedious data entry and suffer from mistakes made during transcription. Paper forms are filled with errors. They're difficult to act on and prevent continuous improvement, which makes it ultimately really expensive. So all of this results in poor product quality, which for many industrial organizations can represent millions of dollars per year. Not to mention, a poor quality experience can be the catalyst for the loss of brand reputation, market position, customer satisfaction, and finally revenue. Vuforia Instruct helps to solve these problems by bringing digital technology to the frontline workers, and eliminating the reliance on paper. So Vuforia Instruct includes 3 components: the Vuforia Editor, Vuforia Vantage, and Vuforia Insights. And this powerful combination makes Instruct ideal for accelerating not only the creation, but also the execution of work instructions. And we will go through all the details with our product experts later in the show. So by using 3D CAD in a work instruction, you are able to create much more informative and easy to understand procedures. Why is that? They are anchored to the physical product, so there's no need for guesswork or any interpretation. This precision provides you employees with much better information and visual guidance to help them being successful. So Vuforia Instruct helps inspectors to quickly and accurately compare the as-is versus the as-planned and identify the differences or deviations in real time. It also enables the results of every procedure to be captured and tracked. Key stakeholders are provided with critical data and insights to help them make quality issues a thing of the past. And we know this quite well here. For decades, product and engineering teams, including your own, have been leveraging 3D CAD as the foundation for driving discrete manufacturing businesses. And just think about this for a second. Why not reuse? Why not reuse that investment you have already made in 3D CAD and extend it all the way to the front line? And this is exactly what Instruct was designed for. Leveraging your CAD models to make visual inspections a lot more visual, a lot more intuitive, and a lot more accurate. And today, Vuforia Instruct is an out-of-the-box solution which is optimized for high-value inspection use cases. Inspection use cases like incoming parts inspection, in or end-of-line inspection, dealership or pre-delivery inspection, field maintenance inspection, and of course, training and upskilling on how to perform an inspection correctly and safely. And as part of our SaaS-based work instruction offerings, Vuforia Instruct will rapidly evolve to support more viewer-critical use cases across the value chain. And you will hear more about some of these capabilities throughout the day. To give you a better idea of how powerful Vuforia Instruct is and how it can be used to improve end-of-line inspections today, I've invited my colleague, Colleen, from our AR Center of Excellence to give us a demo of Vuforia Instruct in action. Colleen, take it away.
Thanks, Mark, and hello to everyone in attendance today. I'm Colleen Garrigan, representing PTC's AR Center of Excellence, and I'm excited to walk you through our Vuforia Instruct demonstration today on the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. Like most companies in the automotive space, Royal Enfield is focused on providing high-quality products to their customers. Their reputation depends on it. To do that, they need to inspect the motorcycle at various stages of the production and delivery process. Today, I'm going to walk through an AR-enabled end-of-line or pre-delivery inspection built with Vuforia Instruct. This is the type of inspection procedure that would typically be conducted using a paper-based checklist prior to the bike being shipped. It could also be used by Royal Enfield dealerships for incoming inspections to ensure the specified models were received. As the acting inspector for today's demo, I will begin by logging into the Vuforia Vantage app. As a key component of Vuforia Instruct, Vantage is designed to optimize the delivery of work instructions to frontline workers like me. After I've logged in, I'm presented with an easy-to-use interface, and I only see the procedures that have been shared with me, so the experience is secure and feels personalized. Let's choose the inspection procedure for the Interceptor, and I'll press Start Session to get this inspection underway. I'm being prompted for a serial number. This will directly link any inspection data to this unique motorcycle. As the experience kicks off, I'm shown a live guide, a stencil, that lets me know what object I should be looking for. I'll then align it to the physical motorcycle. Cool, it has locked on and has launched the experience. As it gets kicked off, the wayfinder directs me to my first point of the inspection. And as I get closer, I see a point of interest marker showing me the exact part that I need to focus on. By leveraging CAD models to build the procedure, it allows these markers to be precisely anchored to the physical object. This makes it very clear where I am supposed to go, unlike paper-based documentation, where I would need to spend time first understanding the illustration or description, and then finding the location. In step 1, I'm prompted to see if the headlight will turn on, and then provide pass-fail feedback before moving on to the next step. The headlight did turn on, so we'll press the pass button to indicate that it passed our inspection. Next, I'll move on to step 2, and I'll immediately be directed by the wayfinder to the back of the motorcycle so that I can inspect the taillight. As I move to the back of the bike, you can see the wayfinder and POI marker are adapting to my movements and keeping me on track. As we can see, the taillight is working, so I'll press the pass button again. Moving on to step 3, I am directed to check the vehicle's instrument cluster. I'm going to open up the step card and view the image that has been included. The author has edited this image to include boxes around the specific areas that I should look for. It looks like everything is functioning properly. AR visual guidance clearly presents what good looks like and helps ensure that I'm doing the steps correctly. Unlike the first 2 steps, for step 3, I am required to provide confirmation that I've completed it. Okay, it's done, check. Well, there are several more steps in this procedure. For the purposes of this demo, I'm going to skip ahead to the last step. The step overview in Vantage makes it easy for me to navigate through the step list and find the spot that I want to focus on next. In this final step, I'm instructed to spin the back tire. Unfortunately, I cannot get it to spin, so I'm going to mark this off as a fail. And with that, I've reached the end of the procedure, so I'm going to press on the Complete Session button. Before I submit my procedure, I'll have a chance to review my responses and make any final changes. But in my case, I'm happy with the results I've logged, and I'm going to go ahead and hit Submit. How easy was that? By submitting this procedure, a digital log of the inspection I conducted for the motorcycle will be created. This provides a way for any quality issues or inconsistencies that I encountered to be communicated. It also provides traceability for audit and compliance purposes. Now, I'm going to switch roles to demonstrate how the critical data captured at the front line with Vuforia Vantage can be analyzed and leveraged to improve the inspection process. To do that, I'm going to move to Vuforia Insights, which can be accessed via the Vuforia Editor component of Instruct. Vuforia Insights is a secure, built-in reporting and analytics portal where I can view all of the submitted inspections conducted. I'm interested in understanding how all of the Interceptor 650 inspections went, so I'm going to search for only those. I'll click on one of the procedures to get a more detailed view at what steps were passed, failed, and confirmed. I can search for data for a singular event, or get an aggregated view of the data associated with the submitted Interceptor 650 inspection procedures, which then I can export as a CSV file so I can share it with other stakeholders. Well, that concludes our demo. Thank you so much for joining me today, and stay tuned to learn more about how Vuforia Instruct can help companies improve their quality and inspection process to reduce costs and make informed decisions for continuous improvements. And now I'll send it back to Mark in the studio. Thank you.
Thanks, Colleen. Thank you for this amazing demonstration. So Vuforia Instruct provides crystal clear visual direction and comparison to anyone performing inspection procedures. So let me ask all of you after seeing this, what do you think? Could it be any easier to accurately complete an inspection and document relevant insights at the same time? I don't think so. We have designed Instruct to enable any of you to create and execute AI-powered work instructions. So you can be sure your products are consistently built with the highest quality. But behind this unmatched simplicity lies a lot of hard work and some pretty advanced AR technology. The Vuforia team has done all the hard work, so you don't have to. You don't have to become a UX designer, an AR expert, an app builder. You can just focus on doing what you are doing best. Build your amazing products with the highest quality. But to tell you more about how and why we designed Instruct to provide the best experience and provide the most value to your industrial enterprise, I'm joined today by an elite group of Vuforia subject matter experts. So let me introduce you to James Limmer, our head of product experience for Vuforia Instruct. James is in charge of implementing a user-centric design philosophy based on your needs. So he's going to share how he and his team work with customers in a variety of different industries, customers like you, to ensure that Instruct is powerful, that it drives measurable business value, and that it is so easy to use. Because hey, we all know when you're looking for a solution to solve your problem, you want something that just works, right?
Exactly, Mark. 3D work instructions are so powerful, but one of the first things we learned from customers is that we needed to make it easier for them to repurpose CAD data to scale creation and adoption inside their organizations. PTC Vuforia is highly engaged with customers. Being highly engaged means we gather a lot of insights. To be successful, our team conducted inquiry through customer engagement to better understand our customers' and users' workflows to develop highly valuable, adoptable solutions. Our team spent time at customer sites to understand the environments people work in. And when travel bans went into effect, we developed a digital program that we conduct remotely to help everyone collaborate more effectively. Our customer engagements led us to discover opportunities within high complexity quality inspections in manufacturing. When we set out to build Instruct, we combined those learnings with our deep expertise in how to best use augmented reality to present the right information at the right level of detail to help people do their jobs quicker and more accurately. We embraced a user-centric design philosophy, and our research revealed 4 main challenges in inspection today. Let's take a closer look at these challenges. Technicians don't always understand the context and are constantly looking back and forth between 2D drawings, checklists, schematics, and the physical product to try to do comparison. For confirmation, technicians need visual feedback in the moment that helps them be accountable, take the right action, and confirm the status of the inspection. For communication, technicians don't always have the right tools to helpfully contribute to the quality feedback loop. CAD-based AR-enabled work instructions help address these challenges by providing better context, reducing the ambiguity of the task being performed, making comparison much easier and much more accurate with visual references. Fundamentally changing communication and confirmation, the inspector now can be included in the process, providing feedback in the moment, and a digital feedback loop ensures faster reactivity to defects identified on the shop floor and improved mobility to take action. We observe that subject matter experts are the knowledge keepers in manufacturing and key to the authoring process. They have access to documentation, CAD, photos, and videos. When it comes time to using them as part of their tools, the existing 2D solutions create communication barriers. With Instruct, we remove those barriers with an intuitive design canvas that enables authors to easily create step-by-step work instructions leveraging all this data and media. Our research showed inspection authors have a varied level of experience with 3D. To ensure 3D navigation was simple and easy to understand, we tested our controls with authors who had never used 3D tools before, and the results exceeded expectation. Another common thread that our research uncovered was the time it takes for frontline employees who are executing the procedures to understand where to go, what to look for when they're using their paper-based work instructions. With Instruct, content creators are no longer restricted by diagrams and descriptions of the location on a physical object where the work takes place. They can easily guide their workers to the location they need to perform their work. To do this, we leveraged customer feedback, design expertise, and Vuforia's advanced technology to create an easy-to-use wayfinder that shows the employee where to perform the task. Many customers also shared pain points regarding traceability and the high cost of not having visibility into the data related to their product inspections. We approached this situation in two ways. We created the Vantage app to not only help employees conduct inspections more efficiently, but also to capture data at the time of execution to provide critical feedback to key stakeholders. We also developed Vuforia Insights, targeted at organizations who need a simple way to access, search, and share this data to help identify issues, facilitate corrective action, and support compliance. After conducting all the interviews, creating testable versions of our software, and gathering all the insights and defining Instruct, we've created a customer-focused roadmap for our future. Vuforia Instruct is a modern cloud-based offering that will continually improve to meet your needs and opportunities for increased efficiency. Mark, back to you.
Thank you, James. Thanks for all you do to make the product intuitive, approachable, and ultimately something that our customers really enjoy using. It makes a real difference. And it's clear to see that all the great insights that your team gained from interacting with our valued customers have been brought to life in Vuforia Instruct. As I mentioned earlier, Vuforia Instruct consists of three components: Vuforia Editor, Vuforia Vantage, and Vuforia Insights. And as you have just seen, they work seamlessly together to accelerate content creation, improve employee experience, and optimize inspection processes. Do you think you have seen it all? Now, I'm going to bring in the product experts for each of these components to show you how easy it is to create, execute, and analyze CAD-based work instruction. So let's go first to my colleague Christian, who leads the technical product management team for Vuforia Instruct from our Canadian office in Montreal. Christian will walk you through the Vuforia Editor and show you how, in just a few minutes, your subject matter experts can create compelling and interactive work instructions that your frontline teams rely on. Christian, it's all yours.
Hi everyone. Today I'm going to take you through all the great features and capabilities available for authoring work instructions in Vuforia Instruct. Vuforia Instruct makes it easy for industrial customers to leverage their investment in 3D CAD to create and scale interactive AR work instructions that help frontline employees do their jobs more efficiently, accurately, and safely. Authoring takes place in the Vuforia Editor component of Instruct. It is a secure, web-based environment that's accessible anytime, anywhere, and it is enterprise-ready, providing version and access control capabilities for traceability and easy collaboration. Protecting your data and privacy are core principles for the Vuforia team. That's why we certified our solution according to SOC 2 Type 2 standards and offer regional hosting in North America and Europe. The workspace allows the author to easily create the steps of the procedure by selecting from a set of predefined tasks, for example, identifying that a step or steps require a pass-fail confirmation. This simplicity is important because much of an author's time is, and should be, spent thinking about how the procedure needs to be performed, reflecting on what to create and not on how to create it. Steps that require pass-fail acknowledgement or simply confirmation will enable the frontline worker to provide critical insights about the procedure execution, which are automatically captured and made available for analysis downstream. In addition to textual instructions, images, videos, and 3D context can be added to any step of the procedure, building step-by-step, augmented, contextual guidance and proof-of-work support has never been easier. 3D CAD models are key to anchoring digital content to a physical asset within the real world. Therefore, they are central to the user experience for content creation and are easily imported into the workspace with a few clicks. Native CAD data is optimized and compressed for delivery via the web and supported devices. This provides the foundation upon which authors build the content, set context, and communicate where procedures are to be performed. Another key element to building accurate, easy-to-follow work instructions is providing clear, concise directions to your employees on the front line. Point of interest markers, or POIs, enable authors to highlight specific areas and indicate exactly where one's attention should be drawn. Employing 3D POI markers provides an enhanced user experience, which is somewhat similar to being mentored or having someone at your side giving you directions. This not only saves time for the user, but also saves a training resource. Authors can define when a serial ID needs to be logged by the frontline team during the execution of a particular procedure. This will improve traceability for compliance and facilitate corrective action. With the simple click of a button, your procedures are automatically published to all of the supported form factors: mobile phones, tablets, and web-based playback today, and digital eyewear, including the Microsoft HoloLens and the Magic Leap later this year. Additionally, the model target, which is the advanced tracking technology used to activate the procedure on the front line, is automatically generated. Instruct reduces many of the steps that you would normally need to worry about when building AR content. Thank you for joining me today to discover the benefits of Vuforia Instruct for fast and easy creation of powerful work instructions that will democratize expertise, improve operational efficiency, and drive continuous process improvement. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Christian. These are just a few highlights of all the significant features and benefits the Vuforia editor has to offer. Authoring CAD-based work instructions has never been easier. In fact, Instruct makes AR content creation possible for anyone. All you need is your CAD data. And next, we will hear from Yushu Wang, product owner for our work instruction offerings and responsible for Vuforia Vantage. She's joining us today from PTC's R&D facility in Minneapolis. And Yushu will walk us through how contextualized work instructions empower frontline workers to complete tasks faster, with fewer errors and more traceable results. Yushu, welcome.
Thanks, Mark, and good afternoon, everyone. As a key component of Vuforia Instruct, Vuforia Vantage facilitates playback and execution of AR-guided work instructions. Available today for web and iOS and Android devices, Vantage delivers a personalized user experience through an intuitive UI, which promotes easy navigation to assigned procedures, saving time and accelerating execution of relevant work assignments. A variety of options are available today for organizing and navigating these procedures. For example, frequently used procedures can be saved as a favorite. Library search can improve discoverability of less frequently used procedures. The procedure overview screen acts like a table of contents, allowing you to quickly start the procedure from the beginning or quickly scan step list and reference specific segments of the procedure. As soon as the procedure session is started, you or your team will be prompted to enter the serial ID. Serial IDs provide context to feedback during the inspection and are critical to tying procedure execution to the digital thread. As users encounter an AI instruction, they are previewed with the Model Target Guide View. The Guide View, the stencil outline, is a usability tool to help inform you of the physical asset you are looking for. In this case, the Royal Enfield motorcycle. Pointing your tablet and the bike, and this can be from any angle if you are using a Model Target 360. A log-on effect will be displayed when the camera successfully identifies the physical object, providing clear feedback that tracking has been established. Vuforia's state-of-the-art computer vision technology is built into Vantage as an integral part of the application to make it easier for you to do your job. It just works. The digital augmentation or 3D marker is automatically anchored to the point of interest presented in the live guide and used to direct you to the correct spot to begin your work. This makes it easy for anyone to quickly understand where a task begins and how to complete it successfully, whether it is for daily operation or onboarding and upskilling. Vantage provides multiple ways to access and consume information right at your fingertips. Live Guides contains real-world contextual guidance to complement the step-by-step instruction. Step cards contains textual instructions that can be supplemented with media to provide additional details. Users can switch between images, videos, and the live guides on each step. Vantage is designed for you and your team to provide feedback during execution of the steps as tasks are performed. You will be prompted to provide the required input that the author has built into the experience, such as pass-fail or confirmation that a step is completed. Digital data capture at the front line enables greater visibility into procedure execution and usage. As soon as the user submits their procedure results, the captured data is then logged, providing a traceable record that can be used to verify compliance to protocol or analyzed to drive continuous improvement. To close, Vuforia Vantage helps your most critical resources get started faster, consume information more effectively, and ultimately increase productivity. Mark, back over to you.
Thank you, Yushu. Thank you for sharing the obvious value Vuforia Vantage brings to frontline workers. Just think about how much more efficient and accurate your inspections can be if you just provide your teams with clear, in-context instructions and enable data capture in real time. Capturing and analyzing execution data in real time enables you to operationalize work instructions, to provide the necessary traceability and insights, and to ultimately deliver quality products that meet your customers' expectations. So now, let me introduce Yogi Rana to you, our product manager for Vuforia Insights, working out of our headquarters here in Boston. So Yogi will reveal how critical feedback captured from the front line is leveraged to inform decisions that positively impact your bottom line. Yogi, it's all yours.
Thanks, Mark. I'm excited to share the value of Vuforia Insights with everyone joining us today. As James mentioned earlier, we understand that many of you are focused on driving continuous improvement. Vuforia Insights helps you do that. It guarantees that not only do you have a cutting-edge guided work instructions tool, but also an integrated reporting and analysis component inbuilt in Vuforia Instruct. It is designed to enable your frontline managers and key stakeholders make improvements to processes and products by leveraging the data generated by your workers. Insights focuses on enabling you to stay in sync with usage activity from the shop floor and from the field. This ensures traceability back to successful task completion and simultaneously provides a critical audit trail for maintaining compliance. Beyond just activity data, you can also use Vuforia Insights to easily access up-to-date feedback information, enabling your managers to drill down into inputs collected by your workers. This may include critical verification information that can help provide context to defects identified during the inspection process. And with traceability back to the serial identifiers of the unique products being inspected, you can even understand which units are affected. Feedback data used in combination with the Insights filtering functionality can help you identify the root cause of issues and even explore the scope of the issue, helping determine if this was an isolated incident or if the problem has affected other units. Feedback data is critical for facilitating the appropriate follow-up corrective action and ensures that defects can be addressed in a timely fashion, reducing your overall production implications downstream. Finally, with the ability to view historical information over time, managers can spot trends and patterns of recurring issues and implement preventative measures. Today, this data can be exported manually and analyzed with your traditional BI software. And with plans to orchestrate automated workflows, this information will work seamlessly with your existing business systems in the near future. We look forward to expanding the reach of Vuforia Insights to help keep organizations equipped with the information they need to make better decisions faster. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Yogi. Thank you for this insightful demonstration. And thanks to all of the product experts for participating in our unveiling today, describing in detail how these three powerful components, the Vuforia Editor, Vuforia Vantage, and Vuforia Insights, seamlessly unite to ensure Vuforia Instruct is the ideal solution for your industrial enterprise. So to quickly recap, Vuforia Instruct enables our valued industrial customers, like all of you here today, to quickly and easily leverage your 3D CAD to create, deliver, and scale interactive work instructions, to extend the value of the digital thread all the way to the front line, and to capture and analyze critical execution data, and to optimize inspection use cases today with a lot more on the way. As part of Vuforia's SaaS-based work instructions offerings, like Vuforia Expert Capture, Vuforia Instruct is built on PTC's world-class Atlas platform. This ensures that they work nicely together, and together they provide fast time to value for a wider variety of use cases across your business. I think it's awesome. I think we all think it's awesome. But you don't have to take our word for it, because now we are going to listen in as Grace Fong, who's responsible for Vuforia's early adopter program, chats with one of our customers, Hapag-Ulmer Packaging, to learn about how they are putting Instruct into practice. So Grace is joined by Alexander Ulet, Innovation Engineer at Hapag-Ulmer Packaging. Grace, Alex, welcome.
Thank you, Mark. I am super excited to be here today. And many thanks to you, Alexander, for joining us today to share with us about your experience with Vuforia Instruct.
Thank you so much for having me, Grace. I'm excited to be here.
You're very welcome. A bit of background about Alexander. He has over a decade of experience in the augmented reality and IoT space. Alexander is a leader in the field, pioneering and driving the strategy and implementation of augmented reality solutions for his customers in the packaging industry at Hapag-Ulmer. For those of you who are less familiar, Hapag-Ulmer is a billion-dollar industry leader in providing complete packaging line solutions for food, medical, bakery, and industrial products. Hapag-Ulmer is also a member of the Rockwell Automation Partner Network. Alexander, I don't want to steal all the thunder here. Tell us a little bit more about Hapag-Ulmer.
So Hapag-Ulmer, in the context of PTC and Rockwell Automation, what we're embarking on is a digital transformation journey that is very similar to the types of journeys that all other enterprises all around the world are embarking on. But what we're trying to do here is leverage tools that exist in the IoT, but particularly the AR space, to better equip, better enable, and upskill our customers' workforce so that ultimately they can produce more efficiently.
Right, definitely that is very important. The business landscape today is highly complex, like you mentioned, and rapidly evolving. And the need to leverage innovative solutions is more compelling than ever. Hapag-Ulmer is right now at the forefront of using cutting-edge augmented reality solutions to solve real-world business problems in the packaging industry. Alexander, what are the key challenges you see Vuforia Instruct solving for customers at your company?
So I think internally and externally for us, so internally with our own technical workforce and externally with our customers' workforce, ultimately what we're trying to solve is human problems. So there are two sides to this. The first side is the amount of technical experience you need to execute on a process. So obviously, machines are getting more and more complex, and what we're asking of our workforce grows and grows. And what tools like Instruct and the broader Vuforia platform allow us to do is take the skill level for a task that might have previously been limited to senior or very experienced technicians and enable junior entry-level technicians to accomplish those tasks with confidence that they're being done correctly and with traceability so that we can prove it and go back and reference it. Beyond that, I think the other side of the challenge, particularly with our customers, is the workforce is diminishing in number in terms of the available people to fill these roles. Our older, more experienced technicians are aging out, and there's just fewer technicians available to fill these roles. So the other side of it is leveraging AR tools to actually, be a force multiplier, to make our existing smaller workforce more capable so that they can accomplish just as much as the larger workforce. And there's a number of ways that we're doing this, and we can get into them, I'm sure, in a moment. But a lot of it has to do with how we transfer information, how we present it to frontline workers, things like changing from a one-to-one person-to-person knowledge transfer, and taking that to digitally scalable solutions, and then taking things like legacy paper instructions and switching over to in-context, 3D accurate representations of machines and components so that frontline workers have the right context at the right moment for what they're trying to accomplish.
Right, very well said. And in fact, in my experience working with OEM manufacturers, one of the key value drivers is lowering the total cost of ownership for their customers. And this is usually achieved by reducing downtime and quality improvements. In your experience, what is the #1 contributor to downtime?
Yeah, so Grace, you're 100% accurate there. It's all about minimizing downtime. And one of the larger parts of our digital transformation journey has been taking opinion out of that for us and for our customers. So we've leveraged tools like ThingWorx for an IoT platform, as well as having Rockwell Automation controls on the machines to create a real-time asset monitoring solution. And what that allows us to do is at the end of every shift on every machine, for our customers, what we're able to do is actually see the top 10 reasons for downtimes, whether it was, someone took 45 minutes for a product changeover instead of 20 minutes, or whether a film threading procedure took too long, or whatever it is, we're able to look at these. And from that, we're able to build a use case around what problems are really good candidates to solve with AR. And it turns out a lot of the things that are caused by human error are great candidates to solve with augmented reality solutions.
Right. I know we also talked about this previously, and you mentioned that preventative maintenance, in particular, the tool reboot processes, are highly complex. I had the opportunity to visit your company just a few weeks ago, and the first thing that caught my eye were these shelves of paper instruction binders. For someone like myself who is not from this industry, this seems like a lot of physical paper instructions. Can you maybe talk more about this? In particular, how is maintenance inspection being done today, and why is inspection so critical to these tool rebuild processes?
Yeah, so it's a great point, and I think it's one of the areas where the Instruct platform can really shine. So previously, and I don't think Harpak Ulma is unique to this, I think a lot of enterprises and organizations have the same thing, where essentially how we would handle maintenance or knowledge transfer or training in general was it was human-to-human interactions. And even without, COVID, that isn't always scalable, where you would have a senior technician who they've probably done this for, a decade, 2 decades, maybe their whole career, and they have all this knowledge that they've gained through experience. And then if there is something, that they don't know, we have the paper manuals, and by merit of the complexity of our tools and the configurability, there essentially is an infinite number of configurations of the tool. So no human being could be asked to know all of those. So the model was basically, we have this human expert, and they can rely on paper manuals if they need to, and they are really the resource for the broader technical landscape, right? Everyone has that subject matter expert in their organization who is the go-to person. But that isn't scalable. It doesn't give us traceability, and it really, is a huge limitation for our frontline workers who, 2D instructions and paper instructions are not great to begin with if you've ever, assembled furniture off a manual, but they certainly do not scale if you're then talking with that person over the phone. So for us, the value of Instruct is, it's multifold. So for maintenance operations like the tool rebuild, we're able to, with 3D, very clearly direct people to areas that we care about. We are able to say, I want you to inspect this spring or this thermocouple, and there's no question about it that it's the right component because we're directing them to it in 3D. It's a more natural way for them to learn. But beyond that, we have traceability into the process, right? I can say that, washer, whatever, 3 out of 28 didn't meet our inspection criteria, and I need to go back and replace it. So it's really about, it's a scalable solution. It provides context in 3D, and it provides us the broader, insight to be able to see what is actually going on.
Thank you so much for sharing these insights. It seems that inspection and traceability plays a critical role in your day-to-day activities to ensure quality and compliance. I think you touched a little bit about this in the previous question as well, but do you want to share with everyone the high-value use cases and experiences that you are currently exploring with Instruct through the Early Access program?
Yeah, sure. So for us, just like any other AR use case, a lot of these are informed by our customer needs, right? So it's all about leveraging these capabilities to bring them values. The first one we talked about, tool rebuild. Tool rebuilds are a very complex procedure. It can take up to a day, and if the procedure fails, you previously had to go back and restart the whole thing. There was no go to step 5 out of 10. It was 0 or nothing. So what we're able to do in this particular use case is a few things that I've mentioned before, right? We're able to verify that each discrete step has been done correctly, right? So there might be 10 processes that are executed over the whole tool rebuild. We can pause at a checkpoint each way along the way and verify that it's been done correctly. And what that means is if it's our technicians doing it, we have traceability into it. But it also, because we can stop at each discrete step, it essentially upskills our customers, where if they have a sufficiently technical maintenance staff, because now they're able to verify that they've done it correctly, they have the confidence to do that in-house, whereas before it may have been something they had to call us to do. Beyond that, the other two use cases are traditional, daily, weekly maintenance. Things like verifying lubrication points on machines, verifying, that prescribed maintenance has been done in the correct area at the correct frequency. That's a huge thing for our customers. And then the last use case would be actually sanitation use cases. In a lot of our, food-producing, protein-producing customers, there are daily washdown cycles that need to be performed. And these involve, chemical solvents and high-pressure water, that sort of thing, things that will damage potentially sensitive areas of the machine. And what they ask for from us, and we're working to implement, is essentially a checklist so that before the machine goes into sanitation, you would walk around, be guided to the correct area, and verify, yes, there's a cover on this sensor. Yes, this has been properly tagged out. Yes, whatever it is, so that they can elongate the life of their machine, minimize any downtime so they don't damage a sensor that it then impacts production, and also verify that they're producing in, a safe and hygienic manner.
Wow, this is so exciting. I know you mentioned that you are already working alongside with your customers in thinking and strategizing about implementing these practical augmented reality solutions. What does your rollout strategy look like for Vuforia Instruct?
Yeah, so for the first customer that we're going to commercially trial this with, what we're working on is we already have, an executive champion in the organization who's a huge proponent of the broader initiative that we're undertaking. And what we've realized in working with them is there's these sub-organizations that we need buy-in from. And each one of them sees particular value or particular interest in the tool. Innovation groups in general, they're interested in any kind of new or emerging technology and the value it could bring. For this particular customer, asset reliability is a huge group that's responsible for the actual, physical equipment and making sure it is in a state where it is up and running. And then plant operations, they care about downtime more than anyone. Their bread and butter is maximizing production and continuous improvement. So what we've done is worked with, our corporate champion and identified leaders in each one of these organizations to pilot the tool for the particular use cases that are valuable to them, and then we'll roll it out to the broader organization as each individual use case within each group is vetted and tested.
I can't tell you, Alex, how excited I am to roll out Instruct together with you and your team. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time to share your experience with Instruct and the value of Instruct for Harpak Alma today. These insights will not be possible without your strong partnership with the PTC team. I look forward to our continued partnership in the upcoming rollout of Instruct.
Thank you so much, Grace. We're so thankful for our partners at PTC and our partners at Rockwell Automation. This wouldn't be possible without our partnership, and we're so excited for the value and innovations that we can bring to our customers.
Once again, thank you so much, Alexander. Mark, back to you.
Thanks, Grace. And Alex, we really appreciate you being here today and sharing how Vuforia Instruct is bringing value to your business. It's really fascinating for me, and it's super compelling to hear how implementing an AR strategy is helping Harpak Ulma Packaging become an innovation leader in the industry. That journey is already underway. Now it's time for you to get started on yours. I want to thank you for joining us, and we look forward to speaking with you about how Vuforia Instruct can help you build, deliver, and maintain products you are proud of. And with that, I will hand it over to Sarah to tell you about everything else we have planned for you today.
Thanks, Mark, and thank you to all our presenters. We're going to take a short break, then jump right into our 3 tracks focused on AR strategy, technology, and customer spotlights. As a reminder, you're not locked into a single track, so take some time during the break to map out which sessions in each track might be of interest to you. You can also specify those areas of interest to see recommendations for other track sessions you might like to attend. If you enjoyed today's session on Instruct, I want to highlight 2 additional sessions you'll want to add to your agenda. At 12:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Kevin Roach, CEO of Harpak Ulma Packaging, will be joining us to expand upon the AR strategy they're deploying in partnership with PTC and Rockwell Automation. We'll also be hosting a deep dive and live Q&A with Ryan from the Vuforia product organization, which will focus on our overall approach to work instructions, and that's happening at 2:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Ryan will be on hand to share some tips and tricks for using Vuforia Expert Capture and Vuforia Instruct to author, publish, and share work instructions across your organization. And we'd love to chat with you all about all of the Instruct features you saw in today's session. We've reserved time in each of today's track sessions to take live questions from our audience, so please use those Q&A chat windows to submit questions for our presenters. Thanks again for joining us, and see you shortly.